Mr. Stephen Hogg is followed by Mr. Daniel Randall.
Pastor, can I get a copy of that speech? How you doing, Mr. Hogg?
It's on tape, Mayor.
It's on tape.
My name is Stephen Robert Hogg. I'm a citizen of Portsmouth. I'd like to start out by thanking the citizens of Portsmouth for allowing me to speak at their city council meeting. And of course, I'd also like to thank the servants of the people, the city council members and the mayor and the vice mayor, for showing up here today and listening to our words. This country was founded on a great aversion to taxes. The Revolutionary War was fought for many reasons, but one of the primary reasons was oppressive and excessive taxation. But it wasn't just against the British. After the Revolutionary War was won, even the current government, under the current constitution that was established in 1787, there was also rebellion against this government for oppressive taxation. There was something called the Whiskey Rebellion during the presidency of George Washington, the first president of this country. This rebellion, Thomas Jefferson, he spoke about it in a letter to Paris, and I'd like to read some of the words that he wrote. God forbid we should ever be 20 years without such a rebellion. The people cannot all and always be all and always well informed. The part which is wrong will be discontented in proportion to the importance of the facts they misconceive. If they remain quiet under such misconceptions, it is a lethargy, the forerunner of death to the public liberty. We have had 13 states independent 11 years. There has been one rebellion. That comes to one rebellion in a century and a half for each state. What country ever existed a century and a half without a rebellion? What country can preserve its liberties if their rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? Let them take arms. The remedy is to set them right as to facts, pardon and pacify them. What signify a few lives lost in a century or two? The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. In other words, the aversion to excessive and oppressive taxation was so great when this country was established that some of the founding fathers, including Jefferson, advocated open rebellion against the government just as a means and a bulwark against oppressive taxations that violate the liberties of the people. I'd also like to read a quote from Thomas Paine, who is a very famous Enlightenment philosopher and one of the founding fathers of this country. He wrote books like Common Sense, The Age of Reason, and my personal favorite, The Rights of Man. He says, in the representative system, the reason for everything must publicly appear. Every man is a proprietor in government and considers it his necessary part of his business to understand. It concerns his interest because it affects his property. He examines the cost and compares it with the advantage. And above all, he does not adopt the slavish custom of following what in other governments are called leaders. It can only be by blinding the understanding of man and making him believe that government is some wonderful, mysterious thing that excessive revenues are obtained. I wanted to address some of what I feel are excessive revenues in the Portsmouth City budget. I have a copy of the Portsmouth City budget right here, which I reviewed rather thoroughly. It's for 2012 through 2014. Got about a minute and a half, so let me point out some stuff. Property taxes, real property and personal property, for 2014 amounted to $112 million. I find that rather excessive. The city debt. Debt applicable to the debt limit as of June 30th, 2013. $631,738,987. I find that highly inappropriate and incompetent, to say the least. I also wanted to address the fact that we spend $63,323,573 in fiscal year 2014 for the police department. There are 348 police officers in Portsmouth, which is only 46 square miles. That's about 7 police officers per square mile. I think that's excessive. I think we could cut money out of there. And looks like I'm running out of time. I wanted to address the education situation, but that would be rather redundant at this point because I feel many people have commented on it. So I'll end with that. Thank you for listening to my words. Have a good night.
Good night, sir.
Mr. Daniel Randall is followed by Mr. Barry Randall.
Giving honor to God first. Good evening, Mayor,
Good evening, sir.
City Council members.